All right, back when I was working campaigns in 2010 and 2008 to a lesser extent, I came up with this motto. It started out as never estimate the stupidity of the Republican primary voter. And I got that because you see all these Republicans go out and vote for candidates who will never win because they're too socially conservative, they're neocons, and they could never win. They're not liberty candidates, not liberty-minded. But to get to the point of the video, I later adopted my motto to never underestimate the stupidity of the American voter, because in a general sense, that's way more true than just the Republican voters. Jesse Jackson Jr. was overwhelmingly reelected in his Illinois district. It was over 78%, blew his next leading opponent out of the water. And why is this a big deal? Well, Jesse Jackson Jr. is currently mentally unstable, and he's been, he's being treated for mental issues in a clinic, and he was just reelected to Congress. So, not only that, he's going to go to trial on corruption charges, or at least that's how it's looking now. So he's about to get indicted, and he's getting checked in a mental health clinic. And yet over 60% of his constituents thought it was okay to reelect him. This is pretty much what's wrong with America today. You have this super partisan, super loyal voting base that even though someone is is a criminal who's most likely going to be convicted or do a plea deal, it looks like he's going to do a plea deal right now, that is having severe emotional health issues and is not even showing up to do votes, can still get elected. This is certainly not how the founders intended it. That their idea was you come in, you do your term, and you return to private life, and you don't make a political career. That wasn't a term. And if you did, it was to better the country. It wasn't to enrich yourself like they do today. Being a congressman is not a hard job. You get to hang around with some of the richest and most powerful people in the world. You get to be one of the richest and most powerful people in the world. The benefits you get are insane. Just for serving out one full term, you get all the congressional pension plans, and that's for life. So it's not a hard job. It's not surprising that these criminal type people are drawn to it. But anyway, it's just a typical. Not typical, it verifies what I've been saying about the American voter. If you are dumb enough this wasn't a close election. His district, over 60% of people voted for this guy, again. And I want you to go look at this article, they did it on this race. It said people who voted for him aren't stupid, they're just loyal. So try and Google that. I don't know the title of the article, but it said, Jesse Jackson voters not stupid, they're just loyal. So now everyone's more worried about the party identification and the personality politics, and just because they like them, it doesn't matter if they're a criminal, and they'll still vote for them. Anyway, hopefully we won't have to see something like this happen again. Back in 2008, we had the guy who was stuffing cash in his freezer, and he still, he lost barely. He should have lost overwhelmingly. It'll be interesting to see if anything like this happens in 2014, if anyone will reelect an admitted criminal and someone who has severe mental issues back into the Congress. So go look up that article. I'll post up the annotation if I can find it. The American voter is very stupid on average, and we really shouldn't fool ourselves and try and respect everybody else and say that they're not. Anybody who's going to vote for somebody who can't make votes and that is going to be a criminal and go to a mental health clinic should, their intelligence is just way below average, and they're what's wrong with the country. Thanks for watching.